Western Australia DAMA, the biggest DAMA all over Australia. Hi everyone, this is Amit, registered migration agent. In this video, we'll be discussing about the Western Australia DAMA, the areas covered and the options, solutions, the things are to be considered. Now, Western Australia is the only state in Australia that covers the whole Western Australia state. So there are basically 5 DAMAs, the Goldfields, Kimberley, Pilbara, Southwest, and the last one is Western Australia, which means if these areas don't cover any area, that will fall under the Western Australia. And this was introduced in July 2024. And the Western Australia DAMA itself has the 2 categories. One is the Perth, a metropolitan, and the second one is the other regional areas. Now, which means you can be located all over Western Australia, and depends on the location of the employer, it can be sponsored accordingly and it can be counted under that specific DAMA. So the beautiful thing about this thing is that if your occupation is not under that specific DAMA, however, you can choose the other DAMA subject to the location of the employer as well. Now, the other things that need to be considered, the concession for the aged up to 55 years old, you can get the permanent residency with the DAMA. Now, with the Western Australia DAMA, as I mentioned, there are 2 sub-DAMAs under that one, or the 2 categories, same like South Australia, I would say, but which you can say city and the other regional area. City is Perth, basically. So if you're having a working in a Perth and you have an employer there, after getting the 482, after 3 years, you can apply for the 186. However, in the other case, where your employer is located in the region, you can apply 186 after 2 years. For example, a truck driver. This is just a great opportunity, I would say, for those occupations that do not fall under the normal 482 visa, skill in demand visa. Now, another good news is this one that covers skill level 1, 2, 3, semi-skilled for skill level 4, and the other occupations that are not even in the 𝐂𝐿, which is another great news, which means a truck driver, forklift driver, car wash, taxi driver. These are just the example that I have given to you. So that does not fall under the 𝐂𝐿, or they're semi-skilled or whatever you can say, or they can't apply skill in demand visa as normal. Now, the main thing to be considered for the DAMA thing is that your employer must be located and must be working for the last 12 months, which means the business must be operated from the last 12 months. It could be a company, it could be a trust, or it could be other hierarchy or other business structure. Just keep in mind, there are other things that need to be considered that are different than the normal skill in demand visa. However, as I mentioned, the concessions are there for the age, the concessions are for the English, the concessions are for the salary, for the occupations, and overall the experience thing as well. And the another good news is that if you don't have the full-time experience, you can use the part-time or the equivalent work experience. That's another good news, right? And to apply the permanent residency, which means 186, if your English is lower than 6 each, you can still apply the permanent residency. This is another great news. I hope after this video, you will have the relief and the chances, what are the things that you can consider, and why you should move to Western Australia, and why you should not move to Western Australia, and why to choose DAMA and why not to choose DAMA. I hope this helps you. If you need further information, you can contact us or visit our branch. Thank you.